is a plant that comes back every year. So when the weather gets warmer in the spring, it'll start growing and will grow through the spring, summer, and fall. And then as the weather gets cooler, the frost will kill off the plant. It'll go dormant, and then it'll come back again the next year. So perennial meaning kind of continuing.
What is an annual?
An annual is a plant basically only lives for 1 year. So for example, callas that you see in the greenhouse here, they are grown early in the spring. They grow through the spring, summer, and fall, and then when the cold weather comes, they are killed off for the year and basically dead. So you basically get 1 year or an annum out of each plant.
Okay, so this is the calla lily, so it's perennial. What is the temperature, or how do you maintain it in a greenhouse?
So callas would be started in February through March, depending on when we want to ship them. They're grown for about 12 weeks, usually about 15 degrees at night, and then 20 to 22 degrees during the day. So that's kind of what we call an annual type program, and warm greenhouse. And we also have some cooler greenhouses that we do other crops in, and we can go look at those as well.
This is an Asiatic lily, and it goes through the summer, so you plant it, and then it stays all summer, and then it doormats through the winter, and it doesn't die off, but it stores its energy, and it comes back during the summer again.
Within the perennial group, there's a lot of different species. Right here we have Shasta daisies, and over there are some echinaceas. Shasta daisies require a lot more water than echinaceas do. So today we're just watering the Shasta daisies, and I've already checked the watering on the echinacea. They don't need any water until probably tomorrow. So the robot here will come up, knows where the plants are. We'll water just this crop today, and then go off to do some other work. So watering is pretty important, one of the most important things when it comes to growing. In a minute I can show you the roots and you can see why that makes a difference. Alright, so we've just watered the Shasta daisies. Now watering is one of the most important parts of growing, because you need a certain amount of moisture in the soil in order for basically the nutrients in the soil to get into the plant. So as you can see here, this plant's got a lot of nice white new roots, so that's what you're looking for. And if you look in really close, these ones actually are fuzzy, and that's the new little root hairs growing, and that's where all the nutrition from the soil actually gets taken up into the plant. So trying to make sure we get nice white new root growth, and that makes sure the plants stay healthy and grow strong. A type of flowering shrub. There's two types of roses, kind of Hybritae floribunda roses, which are like the blooms that you think of in a bouquet. Then there's also shrub roses, or what are more hardy roses, which are grown on their own rootstock. So quickly explain, there's these type of roses, which are Hybrites and floribundas, are grafted, which you can see the graft there, onto a standard rootstock. So all of the Hybrites floribundas are grown on the same rootstock, which is a strong plant that grows really strong roots. And then the specific variety is grafted on and then grown on for a couple years in Arizona and California. Then we bring them up from California, Arizona, and would plant them up here. There's a lot of specific watering requirements to get them going, and then we bring them on into bloom and sell them to the customers. Now there's another type of roses which are more hardy, and these are grown on their own rootstock. So this plant here is the same as the rootstock. There's no graft. These are much hardier plants, better into different climate zones through prairies, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. These are more likely to make it through the winter.
Thanks.
Probably the number one thing is checking for water, looking for pests and diseases. So if you see a leaf that looks a little funny, sometimes you might find a bug crawling on a plant and then making the decision do we need to deal with it or not.
Yeah.
Then a lot of the other stuff is planning. If I want this ready for the end of May, and it needs to grow for 12 weeks, and then we need to grow it in the field in Arizona for 2 years, and then we need this amount of time to plant it, so it's working back all of the timing into what day does it need to be planted to get it ready to ship, and getting the right soil, the right fertilizer, everything all correct so that the plant's ready on the day when the customer wants it and we have to ship it out.
Okay.
So
So this is a clematis and it's a vine. So basically with this type of plant, it grows up pretty tall and you put it up on a trellis in your house, and then you keep on trimming it, so you keep on nurturing it through that way. And is it annual or?
that's a perennial.
Okay, so it's a perennial, so only through the summer, and then it comes back during summer again every year.
Like they will drop their leaves, but they don't die back to the ground.
Oh.
Right? So whatever growth you see here will still be there through the winter, but all the leaves will be dropped. So they're fairly hardy plants. They're good through to like zone 4, but they still kind of like a perennial. They'll just drop their leaves.
So right now the strawberries aren't ready yet. Right now there's some flowers, and then the seeds will turn into the actual strawberries, and then we'll once they're ready, then we're able to eat them.
The nursery this size, we're trying to automate all of the potting, so eventually regularly there would be 3 or 4 people here planting the specific crops that we're working on for the day. The equipment does a lot of the work, and basically plants all come through one by one. They all get pushed out and then sent out to the nursery for placing in the different greenhouses.